Well, good evening. We are delighted that you are joining us for Wake Tech's virtual open house. In this session, you will learn more about pharmacy technology. During the presentation, please feel free to submit your questions in the live Q&A, and we'll do our best to answer all of them before the end of our time together. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to our presenter to introduce herself and share with us about this high-demand career path.
Good evening. My name is Shannon Natali, and I am the department head of the Pharmacy Technology program here at Wake Tech. And I am excited that you have chosen to spend your evening with us. And hopefully I will answer some of the questions that you may have about our program. And if not, then at the end, you will get an opportunity to ask whatever questions I may not have been able to answer for you during this session. So at this time, we will go ahead and begin. So we'll just start by kind of talking about what is a pharmacy technician. So pharmacy technicians are allied health professionals that assist and support licensed pharmacists in providing prescription medications, over-the-counter drugs, medical equipment and supplies, pharmaceutical care services, and other healthcare products and services for patients. And we can go to the next slide. So there are a variety of settings that pharmacy technicians can be employed in, and probably most commonly, whenever you think of a pharmacy technician or a pharmacy, you automatically think of a retail pharmacy or what we call a community pharmacy. And those are pharmacies like CVS, Walgreens, Walmart. Whenever you go to the doctor, you get a prescription and you have to take your prescription to the pharmacy to get filled. Those are your community pharmacies. So we do have pharmacy technicians in retail pharmacies. We also have pharmacy technicians that work in hospital pharmacies. So in a hospital pharmacy, the technicians are making sure that the nurses have the medications that they need to administer to the patients before they need to be administered. So we also do sterile compounding. So the pharmacy technicians, they have to make the IV medications in a sterile environment, like the picture that you see, the middle picture that you see here on the screen. This pharmacy technician is making an IV. So we also are working in specialty pharmacies. Specialty pharmacies can be compounding pharmacies, where whenever a doctor prescribes a medication, if it's not already available from a pharmaceutical company or pharmaceutical manufacturer, then the pharmacy has to make or compound the medications. We also have veterinary pharmacies. In this area, we're lucky to have 2 veterinary pharmacies. At NC State, they have the veterinary school and they have a pharmacy within the veterinary school. So they're having to make and compound medications for the animals at the vet school. And we also have nuclear pharmacies. There are home health care pharmacies, long-term care pharmacies where pharmacy technicians are needed. So you can see there's a lot more out there for pharmacy technicians as far as employment other than just working in a retail pharmacy. Okay, next slide. So if you are interested in this program, this is it's a 2-year or 5-semester associate degree program. So you would start in the fall. We only take in students each fall semester. So your first fall semester, you do not have any clinical courses, but then your first spring semester or your second semester in the program, you would have a clinical course in addition to your didactic courses with labs. So you would be in these pharmacy settings, being able to get hands-on experiences. So in our program, we send students into community or retail pharmacies. We also send you into a hospital pharmacy to get hospital experience. And then in your very last semester, the 5th semester in the program, you get to go to a specialty pharmacy. So we do give you a variety of settings to be able to go into and get hands-on experience. And then that gives you a way to figure out what type of setting you think you would fit in best. And as far as the courses that are required, We do have some general education courses in addition to our curriculum courses for the program. So the general education courses are the courses that have a star or an asterisk beside them. Those courses can be taken before you enter into the program if you wish. However, if you do not take those general education courses before you enter into the program, then you would have to take them in the semester that they are listed on the program planning guide. Next slide. So students might be a good fit for the pharmacy technology program if they would like to be a pharmacy technician, of course, if they are interested in becoming a pharmacist, are interested in clinical research, want to work in the healthcare industry, but do not want to have a direct patient contact, or are squeamish about bodily fluids. So I say that pharmacy is the clean side of healthcare. You do not have to deal with blood, bodily fluids. You don't have to necessarily touch the patients, but you still get to interact with patients and be involved in the healthcare environment. So going back to interested in becoming a pharmacist, if you would like to become a pharmacist or think you would like to become a pharmacist, it takes 8 years of school to go to pharmacy school and to become a pharmacist, and it takes a lot of money too. So becoming a technician and working as a technician first gives you an idea of, is this the industry that I want to invest more time and money into? So it gives you a better way to see if that is what you would really like to do, and you get to see what the pharmacist does. And also, it is very competitive to get into pharmacy school. And so having this degree under your belt and having experience working in the field would give you a better chance of getting accepted into pharmacy school. It would make you more marketable. So, and if you're interested in doing clinical research, our program here at Wake Tech, we have an articulation agreement with Campbell University. And so all of our graduates, they are pretty much automatically accepted into Campbell University's clinical research program if they wish to go on and do that. And that is a 4-year degree program. So after you graduate from our program with your AAS in pharmacy technology, then you would have about 2 more years to complete your bachelor's degree in clinical research at Campbell. And those classes, most of them are online, and they are held at their Raleigh campus in downtown Raleigh, where the law school is, where the Campbell Law School is. So this gives you another option to further your education if you wish to do so. Next slide. So if you think that you would like to apply to our program, you can contact Student Services on the Perry Health Science campus, and they can walk you through the admissions process. We do accept 20 students every fall semester. So we encourage you, if you are interested, to go ahead and get your application in. And if you want to talk to me about anything about the program specifically and not the admissions side, then I've listed my email address here. You feel free to email me with any questions that you may have that we don't get answered here today. So at this time, I think we'll move into the Q&A part of it.
Thanks, Shannon. That was great information. We do have a few questions that I am going to pass over to you here just a second. Let's get you up on the screen there. All right. So we have a question. Is that an associate in science or health science?
It's an associate in applied science.
Thank you for that clarification.
Yep.
And can you talk a little bit about what terms you enroll, fall, spring, summer?
We only enroll in the fall term. So all of our students, they enter as a cohort, and you go through the semesters together with the same group of students that you start with. And like I said, they enter each fall. So we'll be taking our next group of students in August.
Great, thank you. And just a reminder to our audience, you can post your questions in the live Q&A and we'll have time to answer those this evening. So our next question is, I'm a rising junior in an early college. Can I apply to this program?
You would need to have graduated from high school. You have to have a high school diploma or GED in order to be eligible. However, if you are able to take some of the general education courses at your high school, like the English and the math, you could go ahead and do that. And then once you graduate, those are just classes that you've already got under your belt and less that you would have to do once you get into the program. And you could probably pretty much start into the program as soon as you the fall after you graduate from high school.
Great. So another question kind of related to that, is there a limit on the number of students that you take each semester or each fall?
Yes, we are limited to 20 students each fall semester.
Okay, great. So 20 students. And then could you share with us a little bit about what requirements you need to meet to be approved for clinicals?
So in order to be able to go to clinicals, we have there's a list that you will be given whenever you are in the admissions process or enrolling into the program. So there are several vaccines that you will need to have. There's CPR certification that you have to have. And then you have to undergo a background and drug screening and pass both of those.
Great, thank you for that information. I have one more question, but I was going to remind the audience that we'll, if there are no more questions after this, we'll conclude the session. So please put your questions in the live event Q&A so we can make sure we cover those this evening. Could you talk a little bit about perhaps should a student do observation hours or shadow someone in the profession before they make the decision to apply to this program?
I would definitely do that. If you can go into a pharmacy and talk to a pharmacist and see if there's any way that they would allow you to do a shadow rotation just for like a shift, or even just kind of go into a pharmacy and just observe on your own, or there are YouTube videos out there that show you what it is like in the day of a pharmacy technician. So I would encourage you to do that to make sure that you know exactly what you're getting into.
Great, thank you. We do have another question about perhaps a link to the program description or required courses. I'm assuming all of that is on your website.
It is, yes. So
and do you happen to know that, or I can find it for them?
Yeah, so if you go to the main Wake Tech webpage and then you go to the tab that says programs, and then once you click on that, the biggest box at the top of the screen will say health science programs. You would click on that, and then once you get into the health science programs, just click on pharmacy technology. And the program planning guide that I posted in the slides, that's in there, that tells you exactly which courses you need to take. Approximate program cost is in there. Certifications and licensures that you have to work as a technician in North Carolina, that's all listed in there.
Great. Well, that takes care of all of the questions that came into our chat, but I would just say any final advice or guidance for prospective students interested in pharmacy technology?
I would just say if you are interested in enrolling this fall, to go ahead and get your applications in or meet with the Student Services Advisor on the Perry Health Science campus as soon as possible. And one exciting thing that has happened for pharmacy technicians in the past year with COVID is pharmacy technicians are now able to give they're able to immunize, so they can give vaccinations in the pharmacies. So they can now give the COVID vaccine, flu vaccine, shingles vaccine in a pharmacy under the supervision of a pharmacist. So before COVID, we were not able to do that, but now we can because they need as many people to help as we can get. So that is exciting.
Yeah, that is great news. Well, I want to take a moment to thank Shannon for her time and expertise that was shared here tonight. And thank you all for joining us for our virtual open house. We hope that you will explore the other sessions offered this week. Following this session, there is a Q&A session with the admissions team. So I encourage you to go to that next. And you can find all of the sessions, including what's available tomorrow from Workforce Continuing Education, by visiting openhouse.waketech.edu. We look forward to seeing you at Wake Tech and hope everyone has a great evening.